Hey guys, Coach Chad here. Today I'm talking about foot mobilization and a little bit of self-mobilization that you can do at home. Maybe this is a great way to start your day or possibly end your day. One of the problems that most people face is that they're stuck in not Birks or sandals all day, but they're stuck in shoes all day. And shoes are not a great place for your feet long term because most people's shoes have a very tight toe box, especially if you're looking into like a lot of lady shoes, like high heeled shoes and things like that. But most shoes are not built with a wide enough toe box to actually space your foot out properly and allow the feet to move properly in your foot. So we get restricted. So what happens is our big toes pulled in, our little toes pulled in. And for most of us, if you actually just take off your sock and look at your feet, you'll notice how your feet over time have actually been almost malformed to fit more into the size of a shoe that you're wearing. That's actually one of the reasons why I have a toe spacer in here, is that I'm actively trying to restructure my feet a little bit and get a little bit more mobilization as well as dexterity in my feet. Now, one of the other things that I like to do on a fairly regular basis, and I try to make part of my morning routine, is to do a little bit of foot mobilization. Now, of course, I do the pressure points with a ball at home, but also you can do some manual work just simply with your hands to mobilize all the bones in your foot because they really are stuck in your shoe all day and they don't get a lot of activity. So it'd be nice if you get them out and just to kind of work through them. So there's a couple ways you can do this. The first one is to simply just move the bones in the foot and get them kind of shearing against each other a little bit. And you can just simply put your hand on either side of your foot and simply just kind of wave your hands back and forth and just move your feet around. Now, it might seem very small and subtle, but at the same time, it actually helps a lot for foot health. And if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can kind of like push your foot side to side and twist and rotate and move those bones around. Just kind of grab on, place your thumb in the base of your foot here, twist the foot to one side. So you're kind of everting and inverting your foot a little bit at the same time. So you're getting a little bit of work on the ankle, but primarily we're focusing on the bones of the foot. So again, you can just move them back and forth. You can wiggle them front and back. The other way I like to do it, which I've posted before about, is an act called foot love. Now, foot love is kind of a weird one, but what you do is you start to place your fingers in between your toes, which then allows you to get a bit of more toe spacing. So you're working on actually getting a little more mobility in your toes and spreading them out properly. And then once you get in here, what you can do is you can twist your feet side to side. You can maneuver them back and forth, okay? So you can just kind of play around with getting more mobility in your end digits as well as your big toe, okay? So you can just play around. You can, the other hand can come in here and twist the foot at the same time. So not only are you just getting the middle, the tarsals of the foot, but you're going to get up into the digits into your toes as well, okay? So another way is you can kind of play around with the exact same thing. Now, once you've done that, you can also then grab and think about like curling your foot down. So placing your thumb along the top of the metatarsals here, and then just pulling your toes all the way around, almost like you kind of, you might even crack a toe or two in there, and then you can come back and do the exact same thing in the opposite direction, just pulling the toes up and just moving those feet around, okay? So again, placing that thumb underneath here, pulling the toes over top, exact same thing in the opposite direction. And then the last one that you could do is actually mobilization of the big toe by just simply pulling back on the big toe and stretching it. This can obviously be done with your body weight. If you were just kneeling on the floor, you could do it. But I also like to do it if I was watching TV or sitting in a chair, is just simply pull that big toe up, let the ankle pull as well. So I'll get the ankle into its full dorsiflexion. And then we can even do a contract relax, where I push my toe against my hand for maybe a 5-second count, and then relax and let it pull a little farther. And I'll do a 5-second relaxation, a 5-second contraction, 5-second relaxation, and for 3 to 5 rounds, just mobilizing my big toe and stretching out the musculature underneath my foot. So essentially getting into flexor hallucis longus and adductor hallucis, if I can remember my anatomy correctly, okay? So again, big toe flexibility, you can pull that down as well. Another one I like to do is to try and pull the toe forward, out and away, and then actually even massage down the midline of the top of the foot between the big toe and the first little toe. And I'll massage inside of there. Most of these things are very, very sensitive as well, okay? So just to rehash, you have just moving the bones of the feet around, where you can be a little more aggressive or softer. You have a couple different variations of that. You can do some basic foot love by spreading out the toes and then really getting in deep as well and doing different depths and different spread of the toes and moving the feet through those patterns back and forth. Try and think about all angles. Then you can pull the toes down while supporting the first metatarsal position. You can pull them back. Then you can also do big toe stretches and also a little bit of massage in between between the lines of the toes as well. Best one being between the big and the first little toe, okay? So those are all things that you guys can do at home. Again, perfect things for watching TV, or if you're using it as a routine to add to the start of your day is another fantastic method. And actually another one, which might be of use to you as well, is to do a lot of this kind of stuff before deadlifting and squatting, because we end up warming up our entire bodies, but we don't spend a lot of time on our beautiful feet. So take a little bit of time to warm up your foot as well before squatting would do wonders for improving your ground interaction with inside a loaded movement, okay? And it makes a big difference when we start getting into short foot positions, as well as just feeling and getting a lot of sensory feedback from the feet when squatting, which will also improve your performance, all right? So a couple things for you guys to work on. Have fun. I hope that helps, guys. Implement it into your daily routine.